She was the largest battleship ever built. 72,000 tons. 9 18-inch guns that could hurl shells weighing as much as a car. Her name was Yamato. And she was sailing to her death. Yamato was sunk by 386 aircraft in 2 hours. This is Yamato. April 1945. East China Sea. A battle is about to begin that will change the course of the war. On one side, United States, commanded by Admiral Spruance. Against them, Japan, led by Admiral Ito. Both sides know what is at stake. To understand this battle, we need context. Japan sent its mightiest battleship on a suicide mission to Okinawa. Yamato had only enough fuel for a one-way trip. It was the last desperate act of a dying empire. United States had assembled a powerful force. Task Force 58, 11 carriers, 386 aircraft. Japan was equally prepared. Battleship Yamato, 1 cruiser, 8 destroyers, minimal fuel. The stakes could not be higher. A defeat here would be catastrophic for either side. Admiral Spruance studied the situation carefully. Every decision now could mean victory or disaster. Admiral Ito was confident. The plan was set. There was no turning back. The men on both sides knew that many of them would not survive what was coming. Yamato was a floating fortress. Her main guns were the largest ever mounted on a warship. Each shell weighed 1.5 tons and could travel 42 kilometers. She was so heavily armored that her designers believed she was unsinkable. Her belt armor was 410 millimeters thick. An iron castle on the sea. By April 1945, Japan was losing everywhere. The Philippines were gone. Iwo Jima had fallen. Now the Americans were landing on Okinawa. The Japanese High Command devised Operation Tengo. Yamato would sail to Okinawa, beach herself, and fight as a land battery until destroyed. Admiral Ito knew it was suicide. His crew knew it too. They were given only enough fuel to reach Okinawa. There would be no return. On April 6, Yamato and her escort of 1 cruiser and 8 destroyers sailed from Japan. 3,332 men aboard the mightiest battleship afloat. American submarines spotted the fleet immediately. The element of surprise was gone before they even reached open water. On April 7, Task Force 58 launched 386 aircraft. Wave after wave of bombers and torpedo planes headed for Yamato. At 12:32 p.m., the first bombs hit. Yamato's anti-aircraft guns filled the sky with flak, but there were too many planes. Torpedo bombers concentrated on Yamato's port side, deliberately trying to capsize her. Torpedo after torpedo slammed into her hull. Yamato was hit by at least 11 torpedoes and 6 bombs in 2 hours. Her crew fought with incredible courage, but the damage was overwhelming. At 2:23 p.m., Yamato rolled over and exploded. The detonation of her forward magazines created a mushroom cloud visible from 200 kilometers away. The explosion was one of the largest non-nuclear blasts in history. It sent a column of smoke 6 kilometers into the sky. Of 3,332 crew members, only 280 survived. The cruiser Yahagi and 4 destroyers also went down. Not a single American ship was hit. The aircraft lost 10 planes and 12 airmen. It was a massacre, not a battle. The sinking of Yamato was the end of the battleship era. Aircraft had proven once and for all that big guns meant nothing against air power. Japan had sacrificed its greatest ship and thousands of men for nothing. Yamato never fired her guns at an enemy ship. The wreck of Yamato was found in 1985 at a depth of 340 meters. She lies in 2 pieces on the ocean floor. Yamato was sunk by 386 aircraft in 2 hours. Only 280 of 3,332 crew survived. Not a single American ship was damaged. The cost was enormous. United States lost 10 aircraft, 12 airmen killed. Japan suffered even more. 3,055 killed, Yamato, Yahagi, 4 destroyers sunk. When the news reached the capitals, the world understood that the war had changed. For the soldiers who survived, this battle would haunt them for the rest of their lives. The commanders on both sides would be judged by history for their decisions here. Military historians would later analyze every move, every decision, every mistake. But for those who were there, no analysis could capture what they went through. The sinking of Yamato marked the absolute end of the battleship era. It proved that no amount of armor and guns could survive concentrated air attack. The lessons of this battle would influence military strategy for generations to come. Today, memorials stand where the fighting took place. A reminder of what happened here. Books, documentaries, and films have told this story. But nothing compares to the reality. This was Yamato. Yamato was sunk by 386 aircraft in 2 hours. And the world was never the same. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today.